Good evening.
Mr. McCauley, were you going to share your screen?
Sure. It's okay.
Good evening, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for coming to our fourth grade curriculum night session. My name is Sarah Williams, and I have the pleasure of working with some amazing fellow teachers. I'm going to have them wave. I've got Mr. McCauley, Miss Voigt, and Miss Anderson. We are honored to be your children's fourth grade teachers.
Try going to the bottom, John. Do you see an arrow?
No.
And friends, you are seeing in the moment the exact type of technical things we have been working through with your students since the beginning of remote learning.
Nope.
You want me to share?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
You know, parents, we are finding that things that work for us at one time of the day suddenly don't work for us at another time of the day. It is the most vexing thing, and it's just really a testament to your children's patience that they're bearing with us through all of this.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, so I'm going to make this brief, just a quick sketch about our school day. We start at 8. That means kids are logged on at 8. Recess and lunch, 11:15 to 12:15 for the whole school. We build in breaks throughout the day. And once we get going with curriculum, you will see that your children will be with the teacher during doing lessons with us about 60% of the time. About 40% of their day, across the day, they'll be working independently. We dismiss at 3. On Wednesdays, it's at 2:30. We departmentalize, and we have learned that this is really a win-win, both for students and for teachers. We have 4 homeroom teachers, and we've departmentalized this into 2 groups of 2. So Mr. McCauley and I teach a group of students. He teaches math and science, and I teach language arts. Miss Anderson and Miss Voigt pair together, and Miss Anderson is in charge of math. Miss Voigt is in charge of ELA, language arts. Who should you contact depends on what your question is about. If it's a math question, you're going to need to go to the math teacher, and vice versa.
So communication from you, pretty much the same as last year and years previous. If your child would be absent, call the office. There's a 24-hour attendance line. You can also shoot us a email, and we can forward that also to the office staff. If you have questions, updates, concerns, email is the best choice. We'll get to it as soon as we can. I think the biggest point with this slide and this year is technology issues. So this went home in Dr. Zelaya's home's update, but we wanted to put it here as well. Since we will be teaching it's with you guys, as much as we would love to help with technology, sometimes we don't always have the answer, and it's very hard to do it over the computer. So if this happens, please follow these steps. It's best to call the school, email Mrs. Escarzade, because she can get to you faster and better than we can. Communication from us. So we will email you as much as possible. We will do that more than we will do phone calls since we're at home, but we will do phone calls if we need to as well. And you will get a Hawk newsletter from us every week. You will get that Sunday night or Monday morning from your child's teacher. We also have been in the world of Bitmojis since we are remote. You guys probably have seen this, maybe your child's talk about it. We have linked here all of our Bitmoji classrooms. We have spent so much time, probably too much time, creating these Bitmoji classrooms. It's been a blast for us and your child. So we have so many resources, so many answers to your questions. Most things in our rooms you can click on and it will take you to another link. So I really encourage you to explore them. Your child has been exploring them, so they can probably walk you through it. But we've put a lot of time and effort into that. So check them out, and a lot of your questions or resources will probably be there and be answered for you. Our math curriculum. So this year, we will focus on place value, addition, subtraction. That's our first unit that we will be starting next week. Then move to some metrics. It's a big year of multiplication and division. You will hear, your students will hear from Mr. McCauley and I talk about multiplication facts, multiplication facts, multiplication facts all the time, and division as well. So these are the topics that we're going to be covered here. Mr. McCauley and I both do a workshop model, meaning we teach in small group instruction. So your child will be pulled in breakout rooms to, it's better for Mr. McCauley and I to have a really hone in on some skills and really help your child. So enrichment is also involved in there as well.
Good evening. Our language arts curriculum, so reading, writing, and word study, will be following our units of study through Lucy Calkins in the workshop format. The workshop format has 5 predictable parts: the mini lesson, independent work or application of the objective for the day. During independent work, teachers are conferring with individual students or polling small groups. It will be a balance of fiction and nonfiction reading. Writing follows the Lucy Calkins units of study as well, with a similar workshop format. This year we will be honing in on the narrative, opinion, and informational writing Common Core standards and units. Guided reading will also be taking place in various moments of the day. Word study will be focused around grammar and following our curriculum of Words Their Way study program. Our social emotional curriculum, which you heard about in our kickoff meeting, is second step. There's different curriculum for each grade level. 4th grade focuses on various topics such as bully prevention, empathy, advocating for themselves, social emotional learning, and focusing on that whole child, as well as child protection and safety. Leader in Me. So we are proud to be a Leader in Me school. Leader in Me is evidence-based school improvement program. It helps to empower students, give them the language to be strong leaders and life skills that they'll need to thrive in the 21st century. It focuses on our 7 habits of successful and happy people, with a focus of wildly important goals and how we can backwards plan from those goals, providing students with real authentic leadership opportunities with student voice and choice, weekly lessons, and leadership binders that will help interweave those 7 habits into everything they do. Social studies curriculum. Our social studies curriculum is going to be primarily project-based learning with an emphasis, again, on student voice and choice. We will focus on research skills development, and the domains are, there are 4 domains: civics, economics, culture, history, and geography.
Hi, good evening, families. I'm Mr. McCauley, and I want to give you a little information about our science curriculum. We have, in 4th grade at District 97, there are 3 units that we focus on: earth science, physical science, and life science. In our first trimester, we will focus on physical science, and that'll include lessons on energy, magnets, any kind of waves like sound and movement. The science activities will also be connected with project-based activities, but you're gonna see some through Seesaw, but we're also gonna have synchronous guidance with our students in the room. Go ahead. Ms. Williams?
Thank you. So um, even though we are remote, we still need to have students take assessments. And the main reason is because the information we glean from the students' assessment helps us determine how best to meet the needs of the children. There are two different, well, there's many types of assessments, but the two I'm going to talk about are benchmarking and classroom-based. Benchmarking assessments are assessments that are normed, often nationwide normed. We're going to do benchmarking assessments in math and reading once a trimester. And, you know, the goals really are for us to figure out where the children are now, what supports or enrichment they might need in order to move them along the learning continuum. When it comes to classroom-based assessments, those are the types of tests that kids are used to taking at the beginning, at the end of all of our curriculum units or modules, such as a math pre-test, and then at the end of the module, they'll take the math post-test. And it's very powerful because we encourage the students to compare their scores from pre to post so that they're easily able to see their growth. And it is a very empowering tool that we use.
All right, it's me again. We just got word that the band, orchestra, and chorus is going to happen in District 97 this year. You saw some notices from us last week that for band and orchestra recruitment. They're going to record their recruitment meeting tonight, and that'll be available to you later tonight on the district website. But what band and orchestra looks like during the day is that there's going to be a 30-minute lesson per week, and that is during school hours. So the schedule is usually made so that a child doesn't miss the same curricular area every week. It does stagger every week, so don't worry about always missing math or always missing art. It changes all the time. On this slide, you'll get the whole presentation. There are many links here for how to sign up and how to register. If a fourth grader signs up for band and orchestra, they're considered, they're in beginning band. When they go to fifth grade, they would be in intermediate band. But that band enrollment form is really, really important. And I believe the deadline on that is the 13th. In order to get an instrument, there are many organizations or many stores, many rental opportunities, but one thing we're going to want to look into for our families in need, look at Ping. Ping is a organization that finds instruments and puts instruments in children's hands. If you're on their application, if you qualify and are in need, Ping can help you out. And there is a sign-up form connected to this presentation. So let's talk about the iPads. There's a wonderful site linked to this. It's called the D97 iLearn Remote Learning Support for K through 5. This is going to be really important for you to keep track of this year. If you haven't looked at the support videos already, you're going to want to do that. One of the things we're already finding in the first couple of weeks, we really need to get a charging routine down for all families. If your child is going from location to location or from home to home, if you could try to get a couple chargers, just so we always have a charger in whatever location your child is learning, that would really help. But let's get the kids into a routine of making sure it's charged overnight so they're all set to go. We want to build a responsible digital citizenship with each child. And we've been reminding the students that the iPad is school property, is owned by District 97. It is not a gift, it's not a toy, and not for entertainment, but it's a tool that they use in school and they should take it seriously. The kids already know that they're not to download any apps, they're not to change settings. They also know not to delete any of their browser history. There is a D97 firewall in place. If there are any issues, if a child if something does get through that firewall, we want to know about that right away, and our tech department can make sure that things are more secure. Only district-approved sites should be on. And what's really helpful is that if your child has headphones or earbuds, what we're finding is that some kiddos that are with us during the day, there's some background noises in the house, and then they can't hear us. And it would just really help if they had some headphones during the day, they could focus a little better. Okay. So we need your help with this. We know it's a unique year, but we do stress these introduction videos on the iPad. If you didn't do them already before school, those are all the setup things that you need to do with renaming it and the date and time. We've linked also the same handout that you got at iPad Pickup, and there's a device setup for all grades.
Okay. All right. So daily homework will be very minimal. We know that your child's in front of an iPad all day. They're working hard. We do not want them spending a lot of time on their iPad or doing homework, especially in our world today. We recognize that. So it will be very minimal. Your child will have 30 minutes of reading every night. We encourage that to build their stamina. If you were used to a reading log in previous years, there will not be a reading log this year, which may be great for some people. Your child will have math problems every night. Again, very minimal, no more than 5 to 7 problems. We just want to get a little idea how they're going in each section. Like I said during the math slide, multiplication facts is crucial this year in 4th grade. So we are going to encourage that your child spends 5 to 10 minutes practicing them every night. If you go to the Bitmoji classrooms, specifically Mr. McCauley and I's, we have a whole place for your child to go to practice their multiplication facts, videos to watch. So check that out in there, which we'll be introducing to them. And occasionally your child might have a research project to work on for our problem-based learning. If you need this site, the 4th grade math parent site, it's very helpful, has a lot of tools that can help you help your child at home. John, that's you.
Okay. So we've also linked here really important with COVID right now to get books into kids' hands. And the library, Oak Park Public Library, kids can get books electronically. There's also been set up some library homework help. Those links will bring right to those web pages that can give you more information on that. We've got some fact practice. The kids already know how to get to many of the fact practice sites. They bookmarked it on their iPads. And there's also supports for Eureka Math, which is our curriculum math. And I've also included that article. It's called It's Online, but it's still school. It's a very short article, nice article written by a D97 teacher, Arnetta Thompson. So we know you're our partners, and if you take a look at these resources, I know it'll be really helpful.
Ms. Anderson, can you go back one slide?
Yeah.
Friends, I just wanted to point out this Zoom etiquette poster here. It is used school-wide throughout homeschool, and these are the expectations that we're sharing with your children. So we thought it would be important to share them with you as well. If you click on this, once we share the presentation, you'll get the full-size version. And this is when I start to tear up, because we need to think about the silver linings. No one is loving remote learning, and it is a challenge for everyone, but we want to recognize that the students are growing and learning in so many ways. I'm not going to read all of these wonderful qualities because it will make me cry, but please understand that we recognize your children's hard work. We value them, and we are trying our very best throughout every day to help keep this positive and to help everyone through these times.
Oops. Oh, John,
Right.
you.
And thank you to all our parents who were able to join us tonight. Thank you for all you've been doing and coping through this very strange time. Reach out to us at any time. We are your partner, and please assume a positive intent on our part. We're your partners, and thank you for your support ahead of time throughout this year.
I think that we recently had new people come in, which might be just their other presentation got over early. So if you just came in, if you could just bear with us, everyone else may leave, but if you just came in and just saw these last slides, you can stick around for the next session.
For those of you who were here for the whole presentation, these slides will be shared out, as will a recording of our presentation. So you will have these resources at hand. And if you have seen the whole presentation, you're welcome to stick around for number 2, but it's the same information. So if you're heading out, hello, special friends whose videos are on. It's wonderful to see you. I hope you all have a good night.